know you need footage for these for yeah, but maybe we were cracking or stuff. I'm gonna have them say hi.
Check, check. Check, check.
Yes, and say to get a program. It might be a program. As long as it's just waiting on someone to wait at the same time.
You want it as they're coming up the path, Alicia? Here on the left? John, that is my butt in this shot. Okay, John?
Yeah.
I'd rather you over there.
I was going to do both. All I have to do is push the on button. You're right, I'll screw that up. I should just go back on a conference call or something.
right, Joey, I'll see you, Albert.
All right, have a good one.
I'll miss you, Joey. Oh, yeah.
Is that the news? Is that the news? Oh, no.
Oh, most of the time, we're
No, I'm just keeping. It's really up in my corner.
Depending what the convocation network.
It's gonna be 149. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulate you, but I think we can do better. It is a spectacular day. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Fall 2024 Opening Academic Convocation. You are welcome. This year's convocation is very special, not only because we welcome all of you, our new first-year students, but because we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of Misericordia by the Sisters of Mercy. The theme for our centennial is Mercy Thrives. My name is David Ream, and I am honored to serve Misericordia as the Vice President of Academic Affairs. At this time, I ask that all of you please stand for the invocation, which will be offered by Mary Ellen Furman, a Sister of Mercy, a 1974 graduate of Misericordia, and a member of our Board of Trustees. Following the invocation, I ask that you please remain standing and join all of us in the singing of the national anthem, which will be led by a student, a Misericordia student, Cassandra Godovin. Sister Mary Ellen.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you, and a sincere, warm welcome. You have already proven yourselves to be high achievers by the fact that you are here today. We congratulate you on your successes thus far in your young lives. Additionally, you are the freshman class of Misericordia University in our centennial year. Misericordia has a track record of 100 years of success. During this year, we will recall and celebrate our great history. Each of you are now part of Misericordia's present and future successes, and thank you for choosing Misericordia. So let us pray, inspired by the book of Sirach. Creator God, your spirit of wisdom fills the earth and teaches us your ways. Look upon these students and help them enjoy their learnings and delight in new discoveries. Help them to enjoy their studies and give them the desire to learn all things well in this academic culture, to seek you in faith and serve you through justice and respect for all. Let them continue to become women and men of kind words and actions who show compassion and concern for others. We thank you, Creator God, for our Misericordia University, steeped in the mercy values of justice, service, respect, and hospitality that provides an educational environment to strengthen minds and hearts to discern what is just and with hearts of compassion. Amen. God bless us all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say
At this time, I am delighted to introduce Dr. Deborah Smith-Molesky, Chair of the Board of Trustees and a 1975 graduate of Misericordia, and you may all be seated.
Thank you, David. Good afternoon to all of our new students, their families, friends, faculty, staff, alumni, and other special guests. As we enter our 100th year, today marks something very special. For you, it's the beginning of an academic journey, a life journey, a path to whatever comes next. I believe that in choosing Misericordia University for your collegiate experience, you have chosen a very special place, one where mercy thrives in all that we do. We challenge all of you students to be your best, to excel in your professions, to give back to others, and to achieve in all of life's endeavors. At the same time, the faculty, staff, and your fellow students are here to support you to meet those high standards with their knowledge, compassion, and collaborative spirit. Those of us who serve on the Board of Trustees can assure you that you are in good hands. People here care. They care about you, and they care about doing the best work possible. We are part of a community that is very rare and clearly different from other colleges and universities. This spirit of personal attention and caring for others comes to us from our founders, the Sisters of Mercy, who still serve with us today to enhance the university experience and set expectations for the future. Celebrating 100 years is very rare, and we are glad that you are all part of it. On behalf of the board, I want to thank Senator Lisa Baker and the Pennsylvania State Senate, Representative Aaron Coffer and the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, and the Luzerne County Council for acknowledging our centennial with official citations, which are currently on display in our founders room on the second floor of Mercy Hall, if you would like to review or read them. Once again, to all of our new students, congratulations on becoming part of Cougar Nation. In our meetings, we often say, we are one MU, and now you are too. Thank you, good luck, and welcome to Misericordia, where mercy thrives.
At this time, I'm delighted to introduce Mr. Glenn Bazinski, our Vice President of Enrollment Management, who will offer some observations about all of you, our distinguished group of first-year students. Glenn.
There was a time I didn't have to bring my dollar store spectacles to the podium, but we're past those days, so I'm going to don them and welcome you all. Good afternoon, entering class of 2024. I am truly excited to welcome you all and to be here to kick off the first official event of our centennial year. This ceremony marks the formal beginning of what undoubtedly will be a year like no other. I'm even more excited to welcome you as a class. At 473 strong, you become the second largest entering class in the history of Misericordia University. By way of comparison, the first College Misericordia class in 1924 was made up of 37 women who put their faith in the Sisters of Mercy and a brand new school in the then somewhat isolated town in the Pennsylvania Highlands. Calvin Coolidge was president. The campus only had one building, and there wasn't even an arch yet. But that is all in the distant past, and today we're here to celebrate the start of our second century and to celebrate your future. I want to thank you for making Misericordia your home for the next 4 or 5 or even 6.5 years. We're honored that your search for the right university brought you here today, and I promise that we will continually strive to be worthy of that selection. Don't take my word for that, but rather look at our outstanding retention and graduation rates as proof of our commitment to supporting your success. Take a moment to look around you at the students to your left and right. What you'll find is the opposite of the old cliche your parents might be familiar with. The vast majority of the people around you will be sitting together with you in a cap and gown in a few short years. They will be the people you see in your classes and labs, at your games and plays and performances and events, and at Sheets at 1 a.m. Some of you will remain friends with each other for decades to come. I'm equally happy to welcome the parents and other friends and family members who are here with you as they prepare for a new phase of their own lives and perhaps struggle a bit with the motion of letting you begin yours. We consider you all part of our extended family. While this day and my remarks are about you as an incoming class, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the new first-year students are only a portion of a larger number of those newly becoming part of our Misericordia community. Over the next few days, you'll be joined by around 70 new transfer students and about 150 new part-time and graduate students. All of you join a community of greater than 1,500 returning students for this fall. To continue the long-standing Misericordia tradition at opening Convocation that predates me, I'm pleased to share a selection of our new students' attributes and accomplishments. This list is not intended to be exhaustive, which is my way out if I miss some amazing fact about one of you, but hopefully informative and maybe just a little bit fun. Our new students entering Misericordia this fall hail from 16 U.S. states and from Canada. Nearly 1/3 of you have crossed at least one state line on your way here. Not counting our Study USA visiting student from Northern Ireland, the furthest of you has traveled 2,716 miles to be here. The nearest, 0.8 of a mile. 251 different high schools are represented in this entering class. Academically, I'm also very pleased to say that you are one of the most accomplished classes we have ever been fortunate enough to enroll, boasting an average high school GPA of 3.5. You should all be congratulated for the efforts that got you here. At least 102 of you have been members of National Honor Society. There may be more. Those are just the ones that bragged about it on their application. One student has produced a research paper on animal health in China and its impact on global food security, presenting research and proposals to a panel of judges, including a World Food Prize representative. Another attended a 10-day National Student Leadership Conference in Veterinary Medicine. Yet another is a published author. One student served as a biochemistry lab assistant whose duties included maintaining the snail tank, successfully, we assume. This year's class is not lacking in leadership ability, with at least 54 students serving on their high school student council or other student government organizations, including numerous class officers, 2 of whom served as class president. Dozens more hold officer roles in clubs and organizations. Athletics is a significant part of our Misericordia mosaic and will continue to be so with this new class. Nearly 300 incoming students indicated they participated either in varsity or travel club athletics, with a large number of them earning a captaincy. More than 230 of you plan to continue those pursuits here by donning the Cougar blue and yellow. We have numerous all-conference and all-state honorees, and even one All-American in cheerleading. We have multiple district or regional champions and state champions in volleyball, gymnastics, and members of 3 different state championship football teams in their respective states. A great many of our student athletes and others in the class also work with the next generation, coaching and officiating youth leagues and programs, conducting skills camps throughout the summer. For many of you, talent lies in other areas, as nearly a quarter of this class has made some of their contributions in the arts. Students in this class play the clarinet, violin, trumpet, flute, cello, the tenor saxophone, the alto saxophone, the piano, the guitar, the bass guitar, and the bass drum. One even played the euphonium, and yes, I did have to Google that, in New York City's annual Tuba Christmas. A great number of you have participated in band, chorus, dance, or theatrical outlets, and I hope to see many of you continue in one of our many ensembles, our dance team, or on stage with the Misericordia Players. The vast majority of you have participated in some form of volunteer work in your school, church, or community. Whether working in church groups, community agencies, or starting their own initiatives, the young people we welcome today have made a significant impact on the world around them. We have an Eagle Scout among us, as well as 3 national junior firefighters. 14 members of the class have participated in Key Club. One of our students participates on a number of unified teams, including one that plays bocce ball with special needs students. Two of our students even manage a youth and philanthropy program which assesses community needs, seeks grant funding, and distributes grant dollars to those annually selected causes in their community. We've got equestrians, trainers of service dogs and dogs for the blind, members of the National Canoe Safety Patrol, and a licensed scuba diver among us. One of you has been the Easter Bunny in your town's community parade for 3 years running. As someone who once wore a duck costume in 98-degree heat on the 4th of July for the Cancer Society's Duck Derby, I can truly relate to this great work. Every year I take note of one or two noteworthy trends when compiling these remarks. One extremely positive thing that jumped out at me this year is that many of you have been involved in mentoring younger students as they progressed from middle school to high school. This is particularly true concerning working with students from challenging backgrounds or students with special needs. These small acts of care and kindness will have a huge impact on their success and happiness, and I commend many of you for this work. Many members of our class come from areas rich in agriculture, working in family or community farms. 3 students are members of FFA, with 1 member of our class raising and showing sheep, including winning Grand Champion Market Lamb, Grand Champion Ewe, Supreme Champion Ewe, and Grand Champion Junior Showmanship. Exploring the field of business is clearly an interest for much of this incoming group, as 31 students have participated in FBLA and another 5 have been involved in DECA. We have a state champion in entrepreneurship. Another student boasts a successful online shoe business. One of our incoming class members assisted in the presentation and sale of 18th and 19th century Japanese art, including assisting in exhibitions across the US. Another of our incoming students has described himself as the #1 big brother in all of America, though I have yet to find independent or sibling verification of that. Another boasts of passionately harvesting apples and blueberries for a family farm business. I'll have you know that there are 2 small blueberry bushes right over there on campus if you get a little rusty in your skills. We even have 1 student who earned first place in an impromptu public speaking competition. I'm quite tempted to test that by asking them to come up on stage and finish off my remarks, but I won't. The 2 most popular girls' names in 2006 birth names were Emma and Olivia. And I'm happy to say that this year's class includes 6 of each, tying for most in the class with 6 Madisons. In something of a statistical anomaly, this class includes 7 Williams, a name which didn't even make the top 20 18 years ago. So whatever you marketing folks are doing with Williams, keep doing it. Misericordia has a long tradition of enrolling students who have a familial connection, and I'm happy to say that tradition continues with 24 legacy students in our audience today. I am certain that you will find Misericordia a good bit different physically than your parents, or in some cases grandparents or even great-grandparents did, but the core values haven't changed a bit in the past 100 years. Despite some of the somewhat superficial commonalities I've just described, I feel very safe in saying that by every conceivable measure, this is one of the most diverse classes Misericordia has ever enrolled. While I say this with great pride, I also offer some advice. One of my very favorite things about this university, having been here 35 years, is the interrelationship between all our students. The way the obvious differences seem to dissolve a little more easily here. The way community is quickly formed and continually strengthened. The way that difference is not only accepted and appreciated, but woven into the now century-old tapestry of the university itself. As you get to know your peers, the rapidly arriving upperclassmen, and the rest of the community, be open to that engagement, and not just accepting of your differences, but embracing them and helping them become the newest threads that further connect us all. When you walk across that commencement stage someday, and I find myself reflecting on the first time we met you, some today, some in an open house or a career camp or a campus visit, I hope to have a much richer image of you all in my head than I do now. Picturing all the amazing things you've accomplished, all the ways you've stretched yourself as students, as leaders, and as people. I know I won't be disappointed. Faculty, staff, upperclassmen, alumni, trustees, and esteemed guests, Please join me in welcoming the Misericordia University class of 2028. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. You should know that he spends tremendous time each year putting that together, and it was fabulous. So thank you, sir. At this time, I would ask that the president of Misericordia University, Dr. Dan Myers, please come to the podium to offer his comments to the first-year class. Dan.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say, though, Glenn Basinski, Vice President, that the euphonium is not a strange instrument. In fact, you don't need to look it up on Google. Your president is a euphonium player, and not just in many years gone by, but I currently play the euphonium in the Misericordia Instrumental Ensemble. So,
I look forward to the private serenade on
well, I hope that whoever is the euphonist out there, come and see me. We'll swap stories about explaining to people what that instrument is over the course of our lives. So, every summer, those of us who work in higher education, especially at smaller private universities, spend time worrying. It can be like a party. You know, you invite everybody and you hope that they come. You put your best foot forward and then wait to see who actually walks in the door. And you all walked in today. So as I look out at this crowd, I say, wow, they came. They really came. It is so exciting to welcome this class here to Misericordia. You have come to this university at an absolutely wonderful time. And as Glenn said, you are the second largest class in the history of this university. And we are so happy to have you join us and contribute your energy and everything that you are bringing to this university, to Misericordia. You are one of the largest entering groups in our history, and as Glenn said, one of the most accomplished. That is a powerful combination, and we are looking forward to all the wonderful things that you're going to do here at Misericordia. If you take a look around, I want you to take note of the faculty and staff who have joined us today and who clapped to welcome you as you walk down the concrete walkway. I want to say thanks to all of you for coming out today. It's great to have you here. You represent the long-standing spirit of this university and how we welcome people into our number. I also want to thank them for their work that they have done and that they are going to do with you, the students, as you go through your time here. One of our core values is hospitality, and that is demonstrated in so many different ways, not only in your coursework and your academic work as you move on to become professionals, but also in the relationships that you're going to form with these folks and are going to be with you for the rest of your lives. This year, our annual opening convocation serves two purposes. First, it provides a formal official welcome to give you a preview of what your time is going to be like here, and then what your commencement is going to look like when you graduate. Uniquely for this year, we also begin our celebration of Mercy Thrives, as has been mentioned already, the 100th year since the opening of what was College Misericordia in September of 1924. What will your experience at Misericordia be like? I am safe in saying it won't be like it was in 1924. You will not have to huddle around a big wooden radio for entertainment, although you can if you want, or crank start your friend's Ford Model T to get a ride into town. None of that, but you will be exposed to many opportunities to learn, grow, make friends, collaborate with others, and help others in the tradition of the Sisters of Mercy. You may already be aware, but Misericordia has an exceptional record of retention and graduation rates, as Glenn mentioned, much higher than would be predicted by the data available. That is a point of pride for us, and one that benefits you as students, both while you're here and when you go on in life. You come to Misericordia at a terrific time, an amazing time. We have new majors coming online. We've had a number last year and this year in criminology and entrepreneurship. And we want you all to get out and cheer our new sports teams. First, ice hockey, stunt, and men's and women wrestling, all starting their competition during this academic year. Let's hear for those new athletes. Of course, it's not just those 4 sports. We have 25 or so others here at Misericordia as well. And we know that you are all going to be participating and going out to support your friends as they compete in those different sports. It's a great part of our environment here. I love how you all support one another in those kinds of endeavors. Now, before I let you go on to the rest of your college career, I want you to take part in what's become a little tradition here at Convocation. At the start of this event 3 years ago, this is my 4th Convocation. I actually made a TikTok with the incoming class giving us a big roll Cougs, which is our rallying cry, folks, roll Cougs. So I'm going to do that again. We've done it every year. And I'm also going to ask you before we start that, because I'm going to step out here to do it with you. I want you to look up because the drone is up there. And we want to get a good picture of you all looking up at the drone during your first stay here at Misericordia. All right, I can't see it, but you can. Very good. All right, so let's do this roll Cougs thing. Let me get my camera ready to go. I'm going to say roll Cougs, and then you yell it back at me. And you got to be better than last year. There's more of you, and we already said you're more accomplished. So let's hear it, okay? Here we go. Are you I should have a practice run, but I'm going to do it 3 times. Let's make it louder each time. Are you ready? Here we go. Roll Cougs. You got to hit record, just so you know. Ready? Roll Cougs!
Roll Cougs!
Louder! Roll Cougs!
Roll Cougs!
One more time! Roll Cougs!
Roll Cougs!
That was awesome. Congratulations. That officially makes you part of Cougar Nation. Welcome to Misericordia University. We know you're going to have a great time here with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Myers. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Deborah Smith-Molesky, our board chair, back to the podium for the presentation of the Mother Mary Catherine McGann Achievement Award.
I am subbing for Crystal, who is the president of our Alumni Association. And that is a very tough act to follow, but I'll give it my best shot. Robert Grounauer. As a highly accomplished attorney, you have distinguished yourself by representing local, national developers in the Las Vegas area with comprehensive ethical and superior legal acumen. A 1991 graduate of Misericordia with a bachelor's degree in history, you went on to earn your law degree from Thomas M. Cooley Law School in Lansing, Michigan. Reflecting back on your academic preparation for your career, you credit the lessons you learned at Misericordia for helping you become managing partner of Kepner Crowell Law Firm and a senior member of the firm's government affairs department. For 28 years, you have successfully represented numerous clients to obtain entitlements for master planned communities, residential, commercial, gaming, and industrial developments in the Las Vegas Valley. For these and other accomplishments, you have been named one of the best lawyers of America for the last 16 years. When not in a courtroom or boardroom, you cherish the time with your wife, attorney Stephanie Allen, traveling, working out, and cheering on your children, a blended family of 4 children and 2 stepchildren in all their sporting endeavors in college and high school. Attorney Robert Grounauer. Okay. Bob, you epitomize the rewards that come with hard work, academic preparation, and a dedication to attaining professional excellence. For these reasons, and for your steadfast support of Misericordia University and its mission, the Alumni Association is pleased to bestow on you the Mother Mary Catherine McGann Alumni Achievement Award for Outstanding Career Accomplishments. Congratulations, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bet.
Members of the Board of Trustees, President Dan Myers, distinguished guests, members of the administration, the faculty, and staff, alumni, upperclassmen, parents, family, and friends, and the 100th incoming class of Misericordia University, good afternoon. Today, as I look around, I can see all this Misericordia swag. It looks so exciting. There's so much excitement in this air. You could smell it, you could feel it. It's your first day of college. Parents, family, and friends, I have been in your shoes 6 times dropping off a loved one at school. Just did this in July with my wife, Stephanie, at Middle Tennessee State. Tears will be shed as you depart, but that's okay. I cried like a baby. My daughter cried like a baby when we separated in July in Tennessee, but that's good. For the students who are here today, as I'm looking at you, I was once in your shoes. You have questions today. I know you're asking yourself because you have a little fear and stress. Am I going to be able to make it here academically at Misericordia? Some of you are concerned about friends. You're wondering if you're ever going to meet a new friend while you're at college. Athletes, there's always that question. Am I going to be able to make it on the collegiate level? For me, I'm excited. I'm nervous like you. I'm here with my wife, Stephanie, over there in the orange. She's here today to be my support. But more importantly, I want to let you know, Stephanie, I love you and thank you for being my best friend. And that said, the largest crowd at Misericordia University at the Convocation, that came out of my mouth. I love you. So, but a little bit more serious now with respect to why I'm also excited. This is my home. I grew up, born and raised just down the street in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I lived in Old-Carmer Terrace. For those of you who don't know what that is, today it's known as Boulevard Townhomes. And I could tell you when I lived in OKT, going to GAR High School, I never thought I would have a platform like I do today to give you my presentation and tell you about my life lessons that have made me a better person because I've graduated from Misericordia University. So my message on this right here, before I get into a little bit more in my presentation, is we're all on an island by ourselves, not by ourselves. We're on an island together today as we go through this presentation. So let's talk about your journey. I'm a guy from Las Vegas. I'm a betting man, okay? I can guarantee you someone in your family, someone that you've run into over the last few months have told you about college. And one thing that they probably told you, this is going to be the best 4 years of your life. Some of you, it might be your best 5, it might be your best 6 years of your life. But no matter how long it takes to get through Misericordia, I will tell you it will be the best years of your life. Today, it's an honor and privilege to be your guide. I welcome you to your new home. But more importantly, I welcome you to our house, Misericordia University. I guarantee you one thing in my speech that will hold true. The person that you are today sitting in your chair will not be the same person that you are when you leave our house. Your journey is going to be pieced together with so many life lessons. Your question is what is a life lesson? My kids know I hit my kids with life lessons all day long. A life lesson is something you have learned while living your life, and that something teaches you to live your life better. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a funny life lesson. You could laugh at this. True story. About 15 years ago, I was representing Panda Express. I don't know if you have Panda Expresses out here, but Panda Express is a Chinese fast food restaurant, okay? At that time, I thought it was a healthy food choice. So I'm lobbying the mayor of the city of North Las Vegas. And I tell her I'm coming in with the Panda Express. She looks at me and she says, "I love Panda Express." And immediately, without thinking, because I thought I gave her a compliment, I said, "You look like you eat at Panda Express." Exactly, right? So I had to backtrack out of that, and I apologize. I was able to still get Panda Express approved, right? But now, forward 2 days later, it's a Friday afternoon. I'm on the phone. I'm talking to Sherry. I'm like, "Sherry, I'm so sorry." I go, "I don't even know how that came out of my mouth. I'm just a dope, okay?" But we got Panda Express approved, and she's laughing. And then I end the conversation. I can't believe I had this coming out of my mouth. I said, "Sherry, what I wanted to really say is that you look good for your age." So my life lesson to you from the professional side is never tell someone they look like they eat at Panda Express, and for sure, never tell a woman that she looks good for her age. So now we're going to continue on to education in your journey. Education stretches our self-imposed artificial limitations that we place on ourselves. The lessons learned in education shape you, change you for future success. It shapes who you are, it shapes what you are, and it shapes why you are. Education empowers us to achieve our dreams. Education is a key ingredient to success. During my journey, I'm going to share 4 life lessons, not as funny as a Panda Express, but I'll give you 4 quick life lessons. First day of history class, my first day of college. Dr. Freeze was going over the syllabus, and he said something. He said, "When I give out the exam, I do not want to talk to you on that day I give those exam scores out." And he gave the rationale. He said, "Because you will be too emotional and you might say something that you'll regret. So sleep on it, and I'll gladly talk to you the next day, because if it's still important the next day, you'll be able to talk in a rational manner." I took what he said and I applied this to my professional life every day, and I teach my kids this lesson. Currently, in the last 3 months in Las Vegas, in North Las Vegas and Clark County in Nevada, I've been fortunate enough to represent major development projects for residential and commercial master plan communities. These are multi-billion-dollar developments. I've been in heated arguments with government agencies along with my clients. After we get out of those meetings, the golden rule is let's strategize, let's sleep on it, and let's talk about it tomorrow. Every time I do that, I think of my impression of what has happened, what happened for me at Misericordia. Because of that life lesson, I'm a better attorney. And because of that, I save my client not only millions of dollars in these billion-dollar agreements, but sometimes tens of millions of dollars. So my life lesson to you in this, and academically, when you get a bad grade, or when you come off the field of a game, since there's a lot of athletes out there, don't talk to your coach or your professor immediately after a game or after a score. Sleep on it. You'll be better. You'll be given a more rational explanation or discussion. Do that. Take that lesson. The next lesson that I want to talk about, I call is lesson number 2. This comes from science and philosophy classes that I had here at Misericordia. We talked about how animals must be able to adapt to their environment to survive. We talked about the concept of survival of the fittest. What I have done to apply this to my life is in 2009, during the Great Recession in Las Vegas, I became the managing partner of my law firm. One of the first things that I did is I changed the way associates got paid, because the way they were being compensated, old school law firms acted as they paid the old dinosaurs, the old guys and the old ladies, a lot of money, regardless if they worked hard or not, but the young associates did not get paid equally with what they should have gotten. I made those changes, And today I stand before you as we are now celebrating our 30-year anniversary this year in our law firm because we made those changes. You know what happened about the law firms that I was competing against back in 2009? They no longer exist. And the reason is they failed to make change. My message to you that I've learned from Misericordia is don't be afraid to make change. If you make change, you will be successful. Those who don't make change will not be successful. Look at Misericordia. In 1924, the Sisters of Mercy opened up this school as an all-female school. Years later, in the 1970s, the Sisters of Mercy had the forethought to think about adding and making this a co-ed university or a co-ed college at the time. That was in the 1970s, because if they didn't make that change, who knows if you'd be sitting here today. And then when I entered these arches down behind me here in 1987, it was called College Misericordia. We played basketball in Walsh Hall. That's where the communications is. That's a dungeon, right? That's like downstairs. You walk down, 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 and that was our gym. I worked out in the closet. It was no bigger than your dorm room, if at that. That's where Misericordia was in 1987. But you know what Misericordia did since 1987 on? They continued to change. The leadership continued with their business plan to know they had to get better. And in 2007, this became Misericordia University. It's no longer College Misericordia. It's Misericordia University. And today, we stand at this great campus, and it's going to continue to grow as they continue to make changes. The third life lesson, it was in English literature. I was reading Shakespeare. It's Othello. There was a line in there that says, give everyone thy ear and few thy tongue. I take that and I use that in my professional world. I have neighborhood meetings where people are angry at me. They're not happy because I'm coming in, putting those Panda Expresses right near their house. But I listen and I watch what I say. I need you to do this throughout your college career and in your professional career. It's smart to listen before you speak. The last life lesson from an educational experience is about adversity. If you can't find adversity over these next 4 years, adversity is going to find you. And adversity found me in spring of 1991. By way of background, at that time, I was a student government president. I was in the fraternity. I was a pledge master. I was in campus ministry. I was a lecturer. I was leading the charge of supporting the troops during the Iraq War. I was in the media. I was in the newspapers. I was even voted homecoming. It would be equivalent to homecoming, but they called the Snowball King. That's how popular I was at Misericordia in 1991. However, I went to the chicken coop down the street at the time before a fight of Mike Tyson fight. For those of you who don't know who Mike Tyson is back in 1991, Mike Tyson was an animal in the ring. And we went to pay-per-view to watch it on TV at one of my fraternity brothers' houses. Today, you call that a watch party. So we ate, I had some drinks, and my girlfriend and I were in line, and it was getting late. And if you didn't get to the first round of a Mike Tyson fight, you might have missed it. I made a stupid decision. I looked at my girlfriend, and I said, hey, let's leave. Fast forward to that Monday morning. I get called into Sister Jean's office, the dean of students. There's 2 police officers. I confessed. Yes, I walked, I dined and dashed. The first lesson that came to me at that moment was, how can I do stupid stuff like this? I'm applying to law school and I'm committing crimes. I'm never going to get in law school, right? But the second lesson that didn't come to me until me compassion and love. She forgave me. My message to you, as I reflect back on that incident and that life lesson, there are going to be friends that you have that you're in this audience with. There are people that are going to be in your team or in a club or in some other class. They're going to do something that you don't like. Forgive them and give them love. I actually have one more life lesson that I want to mention fairly quickly about relationships. Here at Misericordia is where you're going to find long-lasting relationships. And the relationships that you make on this journey will last forever. I want you to take a second and look to your left and look to your right, look behind you and look in front of you. Don't be afraid, because as your eyes go around, you start looking at your classmates. You're going to find what my kids call your BFF, your best friend forever. I have a best friend forever, a BFF. It was my roommate. You're probably looking at one of your future roommates. His name is Neil Foley. He's a councilman up in Long Island. He was a New York City guy. He's my roommate for 3 years, and we have so many stories that I can't tell you those life lessons today. But the story that I want to tell you of why I'm mentioning about how important it is about your friendships and relationships here. In June, I turned 55. When I woke up, one of the first text messages I got was from Neil Foley. He and I were roommates 33 years ago. It's not the fact that we don't talk every day or every week or every year. It's a fact of the matter that we started a relationship here at Misericordia. And 33 years later, when we get together, we talk, it feels just like yesterday because we established that relationship here. Now, for those of you, I know there are not a lot of you turn your head to the left, to the right, and looked around, but I'm going to guarantee you, your future boyfriend, your future girlfriend, and even your future spouse is in this audience today. I know that. I've watched 5 of my classmates. They're married. They met their love here for 25 to 30 plus years and being married. I see it on Facebook. I see their celebrations, and just in this class alone. So my message to you about relationships and love. You will find love here at Misericordia. I ask you to embrace it, to celebrate it, and more importantly, give it. The next item I want to talk about is faith. As you know, this is a private Catholic university. It's been founded by the Sisters of Mercy in 1924. 100 years, thousands of graduates have come through these arches. The core values have been taught from mercy, service, justice, and hospitality. I'm Catholic educated. My kids went to Catholic school. I've been taught by nuns. So I feel compelled during this presentation to talk about faith. As I told you, I'm from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I grew up poor. I was mocked for being poor when I was outside of OKT. And then when I went back home, I was beat up because I didn't want to steal and do the things that everybody else was doing in the project. But there was one thing that was constant. I always had God. I don't know why or how, but I had faith. I was not angry at God. I was not angry at my friends. I wasn't angry at anybody. I was just asking, how can I get out of here? Help me. I had faith. It even happened my senior year at GAR. I was going to go play football. I had friends that were going to Michigan to play football, then at Susquehanna University, Wilkes, Widener. I was recruited. I was going to go to Kutztown University at Division II. I had Division III offers. But guess what? I didn't have anybody to lead me. Things broke down. I didn't know where to go. Through a friend, through David Payne, who was a dean of students, I applied to Misericordia. And I have no regrets. No matter where God has taken me, I'm proud and I'm happy for the path. And I ask you, you will have tough times here at Misericordia. I ask you, not everybody I understand is fully faithful or believes in God as much as I may or may not. But I ask you to believe and have him by your side. One more thing about faith. A few years ago, I was in Mass during homily, and it was a tough time for me at the time. And I don't know, the message just came through. The priests are talking about the power of prayer. And he started talking about, he says, listen, God is busy. He's so busy responding to prayers that he's not going to respond to your prayer in 2 minutes. He said, but trust me, God will respond to your prayer in the time. At some point in time, he will. But understand this, when you pray and he responds, it's not going to happen in the path that you want it, but it's going to happen. So I ask you during your years here at Misericordia and as you move on, to think about those concepts of faith and the power of prayer. So one of the next to the last two things that I'll mention is about graduation. You will graduate and leave our house a better person. Some of you are going to go into your careers. Others are going to go to grad school. You're going to go to law school. You're going to go to med school. You're going to do something else. There's others that are going to start a family. Those life lessons that you've learned here at Misericordia are not going to stop. The one life lesson I'm going to tell you that I teach all my young associates in our law firm, in their business plan, is have a balanced life. What does a balanced life mean? You cannot work 100% and forget about your family at 0. You cannot have your family at 100% and work at 0. You have to find that balance because you don't want to fail, especially your family. Because if you fail in your family, you're going to fail in your job. Find that balance. I didn't start finding that until after Misericordia, but I'm telling you, that's a smart thing that I'm telling you today. Find that balance. Don't overload the scale one way or the other. The last thing I'm going to talk about here is reflection. As you get older, like my age, at some point in time, you're going to start reflecting back on your years and your accomplishments, the good and the bad. For Misericordia, for the last 100 years, I've already told you, thousands of people have graduated from this great institution. They've had many life lessons learned at Misericordia by who are alumni. And the alumni are out there implementing these life lessons that I'm telling you in their own communities. The core values of mercy and service and justice and hospitality. For me personally, as you've heard through this speech today that I'm honored and privileged to give to you, every day, every week, every month, something of Misericordia is in me teaching others. If it's my clients, if it's my colleagues, if it's my wife or my kids, I owe that part to Misericordia University. And I thank for everybody who's played that part in my life. And now finally for you, as I conclude, you're going to live your own life experiences. You'll have many, and you're going to be smiling somewhere like me one day and say, college, those were the best, maybe 7 years of my life, but they were the best years of my life. Trust me and take advantage of this great opportunity of education, this experience that's before you. Continue to collect on these life lessons because there is something you will learn while living your life, and that something teaches you to live life better. Have faith. Love one another and forgive. Treat others like you want to be treated, and be balanced. I ask God to bless you on this exciting journey. And God bless this great institution, Misericordia University, for another 100 plus years. Amen.
Thank you, Bob, for your insights and your life lessons for us and for our students today. I ask at this point that everyone rise for the singing of the university's alma mater, as led by teacher education faculty member, Dr. Steve Bruskowski. The words to the alma mater are printed on the back cover of your program, and I encourage everyone to sing along. After the alma mater, please remain standing for the benediction offered by the president of the Misericordia University Student Government Association, Matthew Albrecht. Following the benediction, we ask the members of the audience and our first-year students in the amphitheater to please remain at your seats until the stage party, folks up here, the faculty, and staff have processed from the ceremony completely. Once the last official has left the amphitheater area, students exit your rows, reunite with your families if they are present. Please note, too, that a brief reception with light refreshments will begin in about 20 minutes in the Banks Student Center over here. All families and students are welcome to join if you are able. Thank you and have a great academic year.
Woodland home on Dallas Heights, majestic, grand in view. Your loyal students far and near proclaim their love for you. Your banner bright of truth and light shall proudly o'er us wave. Its shining gold and azure blue denote your spirit brave. Misericordia, we're proud of you. We love your murmuring pine trees, your groves and grotto too. You are our alma mater, and to you we will e'er be true. Misericordia we hail, dear Misericordia.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Trustees, President Myers, members of the university leadership team, faculty, staff, family, alumni, and most especially to the new Misericordia Cougars. I first want to thank the President and the administration for this opportunity to stand before you and deliver some remarks. It is truly an honor. It is an honor and a privilege to be among the first people to welcome you all to your new home. And it is an honor to have the opportunity in the coming days to get to know you and the special characteristics that will make your class distinct. And most importantly for me, it is an honor to represent and advocate for the student body as your student government president. And I take that responsibility extremely seriously. When I was an incoming freshman, sitting in those same seats, and I was up all the way in the back, and I don't feel as bad for you all because my year it was about 98 degrees, no cloud cover, and it was really bad, so I don't feel that bad for you. I was very nervous to be here, but I was also excited to start my new journey. My first year was not an easy one. Fitting in was a little daunting. Classes in a difficult major were anxiety-ridden, and not unimportantly, I realized that I did in fact miss home. But staying in Dallas was the best decision I've ever made. I found people that loved me and supported me. I found my best friend on this campus, and she's over there in the green, and I'm pointing at her, she's gonna flip out. I found my people. I say this to underscore two quick messages before you begin this wonderful journey. One, learn how to treat yourself with love and respect because you are worth it. If you are in a room where you're not beloved, you are in the wrong room. But that is what makes this campus and this campus's family so strong. That where one door was not for you, there is always more people to meet and a new experience to find. Two, learn how to treat one another. You are all from extremely different backgrounds, cultures, and value systems. There are going to be difficulties and misunderstandings between them, but never allow yourself to lose the idea of respect. You don't need to like everyone. If you know me, you know I don't. But you must respect each other. If you do both of those things, you will all join the Misericordia University family that has been growing for a century. Find your place in this community, but don't ever, ever chase someone else out because they look different, act different, love different, believe different, or value different. There is 100 years of history underneath you. Always remember to build it up. Don't tear it down. We here at Misericordia highlight 4 charisms that you will come to understand and flourish into. Use these to center yourself and guide your journey. 1, mercy. See each other in the light in which you can learn. Don't judge, but learn. 2 is justice. Give each other grace to make mistakes, but also stand on your own 2 feet. 3 is service. I think of this one as the golden rule. Do unto others as you want done unto you. Wash each other's feet. Don't tip over the bowl. 4 is hospitality. Treat each other in the way that you would if you knew that your mom or your dad was standing next to you, watching you. My mom always says this: your character is made up of the actions that you make when no one is watching. 100 years ago, the Sisters of Mercy established a haven for education, a mini city on a hill, a home away from home. Their charisms, their values will be instilled in you if you let them. You will all get to know that I love quotes, and here's one that I think about from my 8th grade principal, and it stuck with me. If you can't sleep for 1 night, check your pillow. If you can't sleep for 2 nights, check your mattress. But if you can't sleep for that 3rd night, check your conscience. The mission of this institution calls us to love each other while holding each other accountable. 1 note to the parents. My orientation, I wasn't allowed to come home for the first 2 weeks until Labor Day. It was the best thing that's happened to me. I was able to stand my own 2 feet and find my own community. I encourage you all to do that, especially first gen. Let them find their own footing. And to close, you all have an amazing opportunity in front of you. Use it and push yourself. Discipline yourself so that no one else has to, and be the best cougar you can be. I look forward to seeing you all grow. Now let us reflect on our time together. As we gather today at the dawn of a new academic year, we give thanks to the blessings of our university community and that of the over 470 plus new families that join us today. This year is especially significant as we celebrate 100 years of academic excellence, spiritual growth, and service to others. We are grateful to our founders, Sisters of Mercy, and the generations who have walked this campus before us, paving the way for the opportunities we now enjoy. Divine Teacher, we ask for your guidance and your wisdom as our new students come to us seeking knowledge, not just for their own benefit, but for the betterment of the world around us. Please help us to encourage them and each other to embrace the values of mercy, service, justice, and hospitality by treating each other with respect, kindness, and compassion. We pray for our faculty, staff, alumni, and all of those support our learning, but they may be inspired that their work and find joy in their vocation. We pray to our fellow students that we may encourage one another, grow together, form lasting bonds of friendship and community, and answer the call for the catalysts for change. As we honor this centennial year, may we be ever mindful of the legacy we inherit and the responsibilities that we bear to carry it forward. Grant us the courage to face challenges, the humility to learn from our mistakes, and the perseverance to achieve our goals. We place this year in your hands, trusting in your infinite wisdom and love. May everything we do be for the betterment of others, and may we always be guided by your light. Amen. Good luck, Cougars.
someone there. A little long, but it's thank you. I wish I could.